Hey, bud. All right, guys, welcome to the Digital Barbell Podcast. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Jonathan, and this is my wife, Blakely. We own and operate Digital Barbell. We're an online training and nutrition coaching company. We deliver workouts to people all over the world, and we coach them through the internet, through our app. We teach them how to eat sustainably without all the diet nonsense that's out there in the world. If that sounds interesting to you, make sure you subscribe before you go. Today's topic is we're going to talk even more about our 8 week strength training program that starts on September 2nd called Strength Made Simple. Like I said, it's 8 weeks. It's designed for beginners
Hmm.
or people who used to be in shape and have kind of let things slide. Maybe they've been a little intimidated on where to start to get back. This program is just for you guys. So we're going to talk more about it. You're going to learn about strength training too and why you need to be doing it. But before we get into, I'll also say, like, if you can see watching this on YouTube, maybe you can see there's some mountains out in the background.
Yeah.
We're in Moab, Utah right now, just a 1 night stay over. We're headed to Salt Lake City here in a couple hours. We're making our way up to Boise, Idaho for the fall. Looking forward to some nice temperatures, some time seeing some friends,
The
and
beautiful leaves.
seeing the leaves change. That is going to be cool. If you don't know, we used to live in Boise for about a year and a half back when we very first started Digital Barbell.
Yeah.
And the yesterday was the 6 year anniversary of the day that we started our journey from Texas to Idaho.
Yeah.
When we moved there, sight unseen. I think we have a podcast episode telling the whole story
Yeah. I'm
of that.
excited to be back there for a little bit of time because we kind of got ripped
Yeah,
off on living there because we moved there late 2019 and we all know what happened in early 2020.
yeah,
So we just had a few months of like getting out there and doing all the things and people visiting us, and then like literally life shut down, and that, we
yeah,
everything was closed. There was so live there like, oh, did you do this when you lived here? Or did you do this? And like, no, we didn't do that. So it will be cool to experience, kind of like living there for being able to live in this Airstream. It's that we can move it for a temporary amount of time.
yeah.
Um, but yes,
Before we get into talking about this workout program, on a related note, we got a message from our client Christine
yeah.
last week, and I thought it was really appropriate to read because of what she said in the email and pertains to what women specifically. So she said, "Hey, Jonathan and Blakely, dropping in to say hello and thank you yet again. Short story, I'm in perimenopause. Think I have been for about 2 years, but I just didn't know it. After a rabbit hole of research and lots of waiting for an appointment, I'm finally set to see a menopause trained practitioner the first week of September. That's coming right around the corner. My research led me to an interview with a specialist who gave guidelines for women in perimenopause to maintain their health. Guess what she recommended to keep from both mass and bone density and to combat visceral fat. If you don't know what visceral fat is, it's the fat in between your organs or specifically around the midsection that's linked to not so good health outcomes. So the advice from the practitioner was to have between 100 and 120 grams of protein per day, trying to spread that out at about 30 grams per meal, to strength train and do weight bearing exercise instead of just doing 100% cardio. And she said, "Does that sound familiar?" So I wanted to thank you yet again because I know that I can do this. I'm hopeful that at my appointment in September, I'll get some hormone therapy that will help with some of the extreme fatigue, joint pain, and the emotional roller coaster and brain fog that I've been experiencing. Thank you for providing guidance that will help me stay healthy and active during this next stage of life. Christine's actually been a client of ours for 5 or more years now.
Hmm.
She joined right as we moved to Boise at the height of COVID. So like she said in her email, she knows what to do. She's been doing it. And the thing that I want to point out that's the standard in for all populations, but especially for the demographic of women who are going through uh, and weight bearing exercise. And I can speak for this practitioner, I hope. We're not talking about just going for a walk with an 8 pound vest on. That's not the kind of weight bearing exercise, and it's certainly not strength training that's going to result in the maintenance of muscle mass and bone density. So kudos to you, Christine.
Yeah.
Do you want to kind of talk a little bit about your experience with the kinds of things that Christine's talking about in this phase of life?
Yes, and I can definitely identify with the symptoms and everything that she said that she's going through. And I love that the doctor's advice was to, to do the things that we already know that we should do.
Yeah.
And I think that that's the key here is to not feel like you're broken, to not fear away from like oh I can't do these things that I used to do anymore, but to lean into them and to like okay, ensure that this I'm going to start getting my protein in, ensure that I'm going to be weight training and using progressive overload to increase the weight just like I was doing before, and still and she said over 100% cardio, still adding in that cardio piece for our heart health.
Yeah. I mean, the same thing goes with guys who have a decline in testosterone.
Yeah.
There is hormone therapy where you can get bioidentical hormone replacement, but it's not, regardless of that, these changes in our body aren't a death sentence that we're just going to start declining. If anything, it's a death sentence that we need to pay more attention to the things that matter.
Yeah.
We might just have to double down on our commitment and our
Hmm.
consistency to doing those things.
Yeah, and that what you said right there is the key. I would say like if you're outside of this age range and you haven't like started, having these symptoms yet, to double down right
Yeah.
now and to start to be consistent. And if you are starting to have these type of symptoms, whether you're male or female, going through like hormonal changes, start to start to
Yeah.
be consistent right now because that truly is going to be the thing that carries you through and keeps you active, keeps you feeling like you can be active in doing things well
Yeah.
into your years.
It takes away that victim mentality
Yeah.
that makes you think you're just at the whim of whatever your body wants to do. No, you can fight back and
Yeah.
still have a good, viable, active
It
life.
makes me think of our client Bernie, who was our client
Yeah.
for a really long time, and he's like really blowing up on his social media channel, and just like because he's showing that like in his 70s he is out there strength training. He didn't like have a whole lifetime before him where he was trying to build strength and do all these things, and he started
Yeah.
in his later years and he's like excelling and he's showing that like it doesn't matter your age, it doesn't matter when you start, you can do this. I mean, I saw a video of him doing like wall balls and things and I'm like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
I love it.
He does some wild things. Okay, let's transition into talking more about the specifics of this program and how, if you're listening to this, it can help you get stronger no matter where you're at right now.
Yeah.
I think the first thing we got to cover is this program, specifically this release of it, starts on September 2nd.
Day after Labor Day,
That's
so
you're
like
listening to this on,
next week.
yeah, it starts really soon.
Yeah.
The price is $147. It's an 8-week program. You just pay once, you get all 8 weeks of the program for
Hmm.
the 147. Sometimes there's confusion that it's like a recurring thing.
Right.
It's not. It's a freaking bargain. Um, it's for people. Let's talk about who the
Yeah.
program is for. If you know that you need to get stronger and you have just been kind of afraid to do it
Right.
or not really sure where to start, this is a great program that will meet you
Yeah.
where you're at.
We're calling it Strength Made Simple for that reason. It's like for people who are beginners to building strength, like you heard this and you're like, I need this. I want to start doing this. I don't want to waste another day. Let's go. That's who it's for. Or if you're someone who has been like, I used to strength train and it's been a while and I need to restart.
Yep.
And it's for those like those two people right there.
Yes. Another person it's for is somebody who has done strictly cardio. Maybe you have been
Hmm.
in the endurance world where you've run 5Ks, half marathons, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe you've done like Burn Boot Camp or the Sweat app all your life or
Yeah.
whatever, and you don't really feel much stronger or you haven't seen changes to your physique from those kinds of things. Or like you said, people who have been in shape and fallen off. And this is also for people who aren't like committed to being able to spend 2 hours in the gym.
Yeah.
This is for people who want to get the most bang for their buck out of a
Hmm.
30 to 40-minute workout. They don't have time to
Right.
waste. Or you're somebody who is already decently strong and you're at the point in your life where like I just need a program to help me maintain where I'm at. I need the minimum effective dose of
Hmm.
strength training to keep from backsliding and to keep the habit alive. This is a great
Yeah.
program for that person too. So if you're one of those people, this thing is made for you.
All right. So the overview of the program is going to be we're going to do 3 workouts per week. So they're going to be set for Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That being said, you can definitely do these because it's like an app-based program. You can do these like Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. You can do them on the days of the week that fit
Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
yeah, that fit your schedule. They're going to be about 30 to 40 minutes per workout. You're going to have video demos of everything that you are expected to do in there. And in the first week and in the fifth week, so twice in the program, I'm going to ask you for a form check. And if you want to send me one, I'm going to make sure that you're moving well. Number one, that you're moving safely and that you are using the right intensity. And I think that's going to be the key to making some progress in this program. Like, let's check and make sure that you're moving well, make sure everything looks good. And then let's also make sure that, like, oh, that weight doesn't look too easy for you and you're just like getting to rep 15 and it looks the
Yeah.
same as rep 1 and you're not really going to make any progress. So having those two little checkpoints are going to be key, and I think kind of different from a lot of the stuff that you see out there where you're actually going to get a coach to look at your form.
So this is an app-based workout program. You can also view the workouts in a web browser. You just log into your True Coach
Yeah.
account that we set you up with. So it's laid out in kind of a linear format where at the top of the workout it shows you the warm up. It has video links to the everything that's in the warm up, a description of how to do them, and then you move on to the first exercise. It
Yeah.
tells you exactly what to do. You click on the video, watch the demonstration. There's a box to type in how many reps you did, the results that you got, hit that you did it, and it goes down the list of each exercise in the workout. And then
Mm-hmm.
there's a button at the bottom in the app where you hit complete workout. It says like congrats on smashing this workout.
Yeah.
And if it's one of the workouts where you're going to submit one of the form check videos, there's a little box where you can upload a video clip
Mm-hmm.
of yourself doing a set. So basically, you just take your phone, prop it up in the corner, lean it against your water bottle, whatever, record one of your sets from an angle that we can analyze your form. You can
Yeah.
upload it right there in the box where you record your results. We get notified on our end here on our laptop when you do that, and we get to review your workout and
Yeah.
your form check video. So that's kind of how the technology side of it
Yeah.
works.
And this program is going to be kind of full of education. I've already started writing it. And, like, every week you're going to kind of have this little bit of education, like how to dumbbell safety, how to safely pick up dumbbells, how to film yourself for like a coach, like these little tidbits that like you might not know if you've never like done something like this, or if you've never done like group coaching. Because, I've come from a group coaching background where I've owned a gym and in person, and I've just been able to see like the things that people need help with, I
Yeah.
guess. And so I've been able to create a lot of that content to give to you guys on, like, if maybe you've never been in
Yeah.
that atmosphere, because like, my gym, I'd be like, hey, everybody pick up your dumbbells like this. But I think, I've seen through coaching like this, a lot of people don't know, like, they look like they're deadlifting great and
Yeah.
then they like bend over at the waist and use their back to pick up the dumbbells or set them down. I'm like, no, 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 let's keep that form.
Right.
And that's something that, like, having someone get their eyes on you at least once or twice can really like change,
Yeah, for
help.
sure. And one other thing, like maybe you're thinking like, man, I'm out of shape. Like, am I going to be able to keep up? Well, the way that it works in the app is like you get to do the exercise on your own time.
Yeah.
If you need to rest a little bit longer before your next set, you can, because we don't have a clock going being like, all right, let's go, time to do your
Yeah.
next set. No, if you're out of shape and you're using this as a way to get back in shape and get stronger, you're going to build that capacity up
Hmm.
quickly, but you can do that at your own pace. There's no pressure through the workout, like pushing you to like
Yeah.
start when you're not ready. So I just wanted to throw that
Yeah.
detail out there.
Okay, so what do you need for this program? You're just going to need some dumbbells that fit your strength and capacity right now. So that means like something that like you can start with and like it gives you a little bit of a place to go, because you're going to be able to like grow in strength.
Yeah.
So whether you have like, 3 to 4 sizes of dumbbells or you have some adjustable dumbbells, that's going to be perfect. A pair of bands, like those TheraBands, we recommend not the loop bands, but the ones that are just like
A stretchy
a
band.
stretchy band, and we can give a link to all this, and that's it. That is
Yeah.
really it. I mean, a bench or something like that for like bench press is a great optional piece of equipment, but floor press, like laying on the floor in your gym or living room or whatever, works just as good. So
Yeah.
good to go there.
Or if you're handy or you have somebody handy in your family, you literally can go to Home Depot and buy an 8 foot 2 by 12,
Yeah.
and you can cut it into three sections so that you can basically build a bench with some wood
Yeah.
screws. You want to get it about 18 inches tall,
Mhm.
and that 2 by 12 will be wide enough for you to lay down on. It sounds silly, but if you don't have a hundred
Yeah.
dollars to go spend on a bench, like when you had the CrossFit gym, we
Yeah.
had we had a bunch of those we used as benches for people to sit on around the gym.
Yeah.
And like in a packed class where all the real benches were taken up, we could bust those things out and they worked just
They were
great.
just as good. Yep. Yep.
Why don't we touch on some of the FAQs? All
Okay.
these FAQs are on the website for the program, which is just digitalbarbell.com/strength made
Mm.
simple. Of course, there'll be a link to the page in the notes for this episode. But let's just go through these frequently asked questions.
Yeah. The first one is, do I need to be in shape or strong first?
This was a question you got a lot from people who wanted to join your gym. Like,
Yeah.
do
Let
I
me
need,
get in shape before I come. Let me get, let me get in shape
right?
before I join the gym. I'm like, no, 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 this is where you're going to get in shape. And I think that's the beauty of stuff like this is it can meet you where you are. Yeah.
That's really the beauty of strength training in general is that we all know that we need to be, quote, lifting heavy,
Right.
but what's heavy is relative to where you're at right now. So
Yeah.
what's heavy for me is not going to be the same as somebody who is where I was 10
Yeah.
years ago. Like the point is like you can meet yourself where you are. This program will meet you where you are and help you get better
Yeah.
no matter what. It's kind of
Yeah.
exciting actually if you're out of shape when you start like this
Yeah.
because you get to go through this awesome phase when you're new or you get stronger every single workout,
Right.
which is so exciting. I wish I could
It
go
is
back
so
to those days.
exciting.
So,
It is so exciting. And
no,
we literally have clients, and this is not, I'm not just saying this. I have literally clients today that started with a pair of 3 pound ankle, like those little ankle
yep,
things, and a pair of 5 pound dumbbells. And she has like that was literally what like she could do. And she has built herself up to using
yeah.
heavier and heavier weights.
I'm
Yeah.
thinking about my client Scott, who started out in his basement and his dumbbells tapped out at 25 pounds, and like, which was fine because we were
Yeah.
struggling to do a lot of exercises with those 25 pounds. He's since gotten kind of like hooked on this whole strength training thing. He goes to the gym at his work now. He's back squatting his own body weight
It's
on a
amazing.
barbell.
Yeah.
He's deadlifting almost 200 pounds
Yeah.
and he's just like in love with the process. But
It's,
the point is, like, he started at the bottom
yeah.
and here we are two
And
years
now he's
later,
here.
and here we are.
Okay, second question. Is it okay if I'm currently overweight?
I love this question because this kind of ties into the first one. Like, do I need to like get in shape before I start strength training? No. Strength training in and of itself doesn't create fat loss, but it's probably one of the most effective tools when
Hmm.
implemented with proper nutrition for losing body
Yeah.
fat. Most people who have weight to lose, like if you just lose weight without strength training, you're just going to end up skinny fat.
Hmm.
But if you dial in your nutrition and you lose weight at the same time that you're doing strength training, you change your body composition and your
Hmm.
physique starts to fill out as you lose weight. Plus, the muscle that you're building is more metabolically active than the body fat on your body. So you're setting your metabolism up for a much better long term
Yeah.
prognosis by building the muscle that burns more calories, meaning you can lose weight eating more calories because you're just burning more calories in
Hmm.
general because you're a more jacked person. So
Yeah.
yes, if you have weight to lose, absolutely. That's not a prerequisite for joining this
And it's a
program.
great, and it's strength training is an incredible fat loss tool.
Yes.
What if I miss a workout? So it's not a problem if you miss a workout. That's like we said before, these are you're given the workouts to do on your own schedule. They're set for Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and it's great if you can like follow a schedule. Some of our most successful clients have like a day and time that they work out. It's like a calendar event, like it is like anything. Like if you're like, I have something to do for work, it's put it on your calendar. Our most successful clients do that with their workouts because it's like the time is already allotted for that
Yeah.
workout. But you can do them on your own schedule, and the plan is flexible, and it doesn't derail your progress if you want to do them on different days, or
Yep.
like if one week you only get in 2 workouts. But again, it's a short amount of time. It's 8 weeks, and I want you guys to go into it with the mindset of like it's 3 workouts a week. They're going to be short in nature, and I'm going to put these on my calendar, carve out this 30 to 45-minute time for myself to
Yep.
do this and to get stronger. And that's the way to really be successful.
I love that. Well said.
I'm worried about injury.
Yeah, aren't we
Yeah.
all? I mean, who wants to get hurt? I
Yeah.
don't want to get hurt. Most people get hurt because they do something that is basically the too much too soon problem. Like you
Hmm.
weren't ready for that. That's the reason that most people get hurt.
Most people get hurt outside of the gym.
Most people get hurt running or outside of the gym, like picking up a baby or putting the lawnmower in the
Yeah,
back of the
yeah,
truck, sneezing,
yeah.
coughing, tying your shoes. Like those are the ways that people of our demographic typically get hurt. The actual
Right.
risk for injury in the gym is really, really low compared to especially to like endurance events like running. I wasn't really
Hmm.
joking about that, but a lot of it does come down to like doing too much too soon, which is why this program is designed to start out and build slowly over time. Like,
And start where you are, like start with the weights that are appropriate for you. We're going to give you the rep range that we suggest. And so what that's going to look like is like if it says do 6 to 8 reps, you can at least do 6 with the rep with the weight that you can do. And if you can do like way more than 8, then the weight is too light. If you can't get to 6, the weight is too heavy.
right.
So you're going to kind of see like, okay, I need a weight that I can do, in somewhere in this rep range, and then you're going to want to add weight once you get to the top of that rep range.
And of course, we care about your form too, which is why we've included the
Yeah.
form checks in week 1 and 5. We
Mhm.
obviously we want to start out making sure you're moving well,
Yeah.
and then we want to check in midway through the program to make sure, hey, like you're stronger than you think you are.
Yeah.
Like it's time to bump up the weight, tweak this about your form,
Right.
whatever. We do care a lot about that because I just said we had clients from 2 to 5 years and even
Yeah.
longer. They don't go that far because we let them get hurt.
Yeah.
Like keeping our clients, as injury free as possible is a
Yeah.
big part of our business model, actually. We need people working out for a long time if we're going to keep putting dog food in the food bowls.
And you're going to get clear instruction and video demo. Like I've snooped around at a lot of other people's programs, and I give way more instruction than I've
Yeah.
ever gotten. If I've looked at someone else's program, it's like literally like the set and reps with no like indication
Yeah.
of like what I'm going for or like what.
It's one.
Anyway, it is wild. It's wild to me. But anyway, I'm staying in my lane and doing what I want to do for my clients, and that is to give you guys clear instructions, even if you're gonna scan it and not read
Yeah.
it all. It's all there.
It's there.
It's there, so you're gonna know exactly like what I want from each like exercise, and you're gonna get a video demo. We have an arsenal of video demos, and they're linked right there. You don't have to like go and search the YouTube page or
Yeah.
anything. It's like if I'm asking you to do a dumbbell row and you've never done that before, you're gonna get a video demo with some step-by-step instructions on the video of like what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And we've already kind of touched on this one. An FAQ is, do I need a lot of
right.
equipment? No, we talked about you just need dumbbells that meet your current level. You need some exercise bands, and if you have a place to lay like a bench, that's awesome. Also, a lot of people will want to do this at their apartment gym. Maybe they
Yeah,
already have a garage gym. Maybe they already have a gym
or just
membership.
membership. Yeah,
That's totally fine. Like,
right.
probably about half or a little bit less of our custom training clients do work out at
Mhm.
commercial gyms, and that's completely fine
And the
also.
bonus there is like some of this, you're going to have the variety of dumbbells. You're going to have like
Yeah.
things like a bench, but then they have like the machines that like some of these band
Yeah.
movements, like if we're doing like a face pull, and they have a machine to do those face pulls, you're going to get a little bit of a bonus if you're working out in a gym where you have those access to the machines because you're going to get a little bit more like, weighted
Yeah. That's a great
movements in
point.
some of those banded exercises
Yeah.
that we do.
Okay, the last part of this awesome sales pitch is like, I can just guarantee you that number one, you're going to get stronger if you do this program. So you have
Hmm.
nothing to lose as far as risk of it working or not. And secondly, I just want to say, like, even though this is an 8 week program, we truly do want exercise, strength training, fitness, all that to really become like a permanent change in your life.
Hmm.
And I think a lot of people who have signed up for our programs in the past have realized like if I go about it this way, I can see this becoming a long-term thing for me.
Hmm.
Whether you continue to work with us or not, that's irrelevant. Of course, we want you to, but if we can kind of hook you into
Yeah.
fitness and see the benefits during this 8 weeks, this could be the start of a really dramatic change in your life. If you like look at some of the YouTube interviews that we've done with our
Yeah.
clients, like I forget what we call those,
5 minutes
5 minutes with,
with.
they're always like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
That's basically what these people tell us is like,
Right.
I didn't realize that I really could fall in love with fitness like this. And that doesn't mean
Yeah.
that has to take over your life, but it means it becomes a part of your life, part of your identity, and it has the potential to not only change your health outcomes but your family's
Yeah.
health outcomes. And then from that, the future direction of the health of your family tree. That sounds really dramatic, but we see it all the
Yeah.
time. So this is a gateway drug that we're giving you into a healthy lifestyle.
Yeah, it truly becomes something where you reframe your mindset from like, oh, I have to, I know I should be, where I should be working out, I should be strength training to like, I get to, I have the ability to, I'm excited to
Yeah.
work out, strength train, all that kind of
Because you
stuff.
know how good you feel. And then you'll get to the point where we are, where we've been driving for 3 days and have 2 more days ahead of us, and we
Yeah.
haven't been able to do our normal routine. Yes, we have been doing something, but you'll crave it. You'll be like,
Hey,
I
man.
don't feel normal without this anymore because I want to feel good again.
Yeah.
Speaking of feeling good, that's the end of the sales pitch. But there's a couple out here sitting outside our window.
I
They're
can
having
see
their
them.
they're having their breakfast. They're sitting in their chairs. They each having a cup of coffee and they're each having a banana. and I can just assume that that's their breakfast. Both these people are what would be categorized as obese. I'm not judging, I'm just telling you the facts. But I will say, this is a common thing.
Bananas aren't breakfast.
But a banana is not breakfast. A pastry is not breakfast. And you might think like, oh, well, banana only has like 120 calories. Like that's a really low calorie healthy breakfast. It's fruit. That kind of nonsense behavior, keeping your eating your 100-calorie nibble breakfast or your pastry for breakfast is setting you up for long-term failure the rest of the day because you're going to be hungry, you're going to have no energy, you're going to not have any protein in your body, which is not going to kick you over into a muscle building state. Not that these people are like fixing to go lift weights or anything like that, but
But they need it for life, not just
it's
because
a
of today.
bad habit. If I could walk out there and tell those people, let's have some eggs, let's have a protein
Make a
shake,
smoothie.
make yourself a protein smoothie. Anyway, I'll go
Oh
talk to them
goodness.
after we
Yeah,
finish
yeah, please do
recording
that.
this episode.
All right.
All right, so I'll put a link to sign up in this program. Again, registration closes on Blakely's birthday, August 31st, because the program starts 2 days later, the day after Labor Day, right?
Day after Labor Day. Yeah.
On September 2nd. It's only $147 for all 8 weeks. The price on this program will never be lower.
Yeah.
Based on how many people have signed up, I think we need to raise the price next time we release it.
Well, let's just say if you've made it to the end of this episode and you want to do this program, if you email me, the link will be in there, Blakely at digitalbarbell.com. You have to spell it right, Blakely, and you say, I'm in, give me $30 off. I'll do that.
Dang, that's very generous of you. You can check with me first on that.
No, I didn't. That's why I just said it.
And,
So re email me. I'm in for the Simply Strength Made Simple. Give me $30 off and I'll do it.
And then if you're also listening to this in the distant future and you're like, September was a long time ago, still go to the webpage that's linked in this episode. We'll put a sign up for you to get on the wait list the next time that it's
Hmm.
released. If it continues to be successful, maybe we'll just make it an evergreen thing where people can join at any time, but we shall see. All right, hope you guys enjoyed this episode and have a great rest of your day.